Hey, how you doing? We're going to do a quick introduction to shared parameters and how they work with schedules, okay? I'm going to use this little guy here that we made in a previous video, that shelving unit, as a test case, let's say. All right, so probably the simplest and handiest way to create shared parameters is in the model itself, in the project. So you do that in the Manage tab, and there's a button there for shared parameters. I'm going to go in and show you how to do that in a minute. But the first thing you'll need, if you haven't worked with shared parameters yet, is you're going to need a shared parameter file, because the shared parameters are actually, the information is saved in a text file that's outside the project, and that's a text file that you're going to use in all of your projects when you're using shared parameters. Okay. No, you can have multiples, but there's usually no point in that. Okay, so we'll create the text file first, and then I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to go in and no, we'll do both. I'm going to create a shared parameter in the project, and then I'm going to go into the family and create a shared parameter and show you the differences with the scheduling and so on. Okay, so shared parameters, uh, close. Okay, so I've already got my shared parameter, so I'm going to a file. I'm going to create a new one for this purpose. So create. We'll just call this one test file. Save. You call yours whatever you want, but save it in a place that makes sense, where maybe in the folder where you're keeping all your Revit content or something. Okay, right. So we're going to need a group. Again, for organization, you're going to use groups, let's say, for furniture, for walls, for windows, etc. So groups of different parameter types. So we're going to use this furniture, so I'll create a furniture group. Okay. And within the group furniture, we've only got one anyway, I'm going to create a new parameter. I'm going to call this one uh, test. Okay. Test text, and it's common discipline is fine. Length, we'll change that to text. Okay. And okay. And okay. Now nothing's happened. All we've done is we created that file with the information in it. So if I went, uh, I'll just off screen here, I'll open the file for you and show you. That's it there. We just created that. Okay, so it's a parameter, but it's not, the parameter itself is not yet in the project. Okay, so what we need to do is go to the Manage tab again and go to Project Parameters. Okay, and maybe we should have started with how you create project parameters, but anyway, so we're going to create a project parameter. Add. I'm going to make it a furniture parameter only. Okay, because as is obvious, we're working with furniture. So scroll down in the category list to furniture and click that box. So this parameter we're creating is only going to apply to furniture. Now, if you did this process without using a shared parameter, you'll create a parameter for furniture in the project, but it won't schedule. Okay, so we're using a shared parameter, so we don't have to fill any of this stuff in. Shared, select, and it went to that category or that parameter group by default because it's the only one. Test text. Okay. Now we could choose whether we want an instance or type. I'm going to make it type. Okay. Group under text is fine. And okay. Okay. There it is. Test text. Okay. So if we select our furniture there, edit type, we have it there. Test text. Now I'm going to show you what I mean by schedulable parameters. Okay, so test text, let's just pick another random one that we created in this family. What? Frame thickness, okay? Okay, so if I go down to schedules and create new schedule, we go to furniture. Okay, furniture schedule, that's fine. Now, the fields available to us, we would get test text straight away. There it is. Okay, now if we go to frame thickness, the ref, it's not there, because I didn't create it as a shared parameter. It's not something I wanted to schedule anyway. So, okay. Now, just as a, oh, maybe we'll give it another field there, family, just so we can tell the difference between this and other furniture types. Just move that up the schedule. Okay. Back into our 3D view. We're going to copy this across. Select another piece of furniture. That'll do nicely. Okay. So now we have two pieces of furniture in the project. If we go into our schedule, there they are. So family 7 was the shelf. I never saved it. And the furniture bed. Okay. So test text, I can put in a value here, or I can put it in, go into the parameters of the furniture. Just call this one something. Okay. And this guy something else. Okay. Okay. So go back into 3D. If I go into my bed, edit type, you'll see test text, something else. Okay. Now you can start to get the brain working and how you can apply all that stuff. Now let's go into the furniture family, edit family, and let's say I want to create a parameter while I'm in here. Okay, so family types. I'm going to create a shared parameter. Okay, so new. No, actually, I need to go into my manage tab and shared parameters. Okay, so I'm going to create a shared parameter from the family. Okay, so we're in the furniture group. Let's call this guy new parameter. Let's call it more. Okay, and change it from length to text. So that's the type of parameter. And okay, and okay. So now if I go into my create tab, you'll see it's not there, okay? Because we just created the text file, the text in the text file. So we create a new parameter and shared and select. And there it is. There's again, you might have multiple groups there. More text. It's hard to say. Okay, leave it as a type and okay. Now it's there. Okay, and okay. Now if I load this into the project, I'm not going to save it. You should. All right. Okay, so this guy, if I edit type, more test text is right there. Okay, it's a shared parameter for furniture. Okay, but if I select the bed, edit type, it's not there. Right, and I'll demonstrate this further by going into furniture schedule and fields. It should be under M for more. Okay, it's there, and it's fine. So the family 7, we can put a value into that stuff. Okay, okay, but the bed we won't be able to. Okay, I'm typing and nothing's going in because it doesn't have the parameter, and that's because we created the parameter, the type parameter from the shared parameter in the family environment. So we need to bring that shared parameter in as a project parameter, okay, for it to work across the category. Hope that makes sense. Manage project parameter, add, select our categories, furniture, shared parameter, type and select, and there it is there, more test text. Okay, everything else okay? That's okay, okay, and okay. And now that parameter is in the project for all furniture. Okay, so if I go into my furniture schedule and type stuff in here, stuff, whatever, it works. Okay, so I'll go into my 3D, have a look at the bed, edit type, there it is. Right, does that make sense? So you need to have the shared parameter. If you create it from the family, you need to create it as a project parameter within the project as well in order to be able to schedule it. Okay, that's the point, I guess. Hope that was useful. Please give it a thumbs up and comment. Let me know. Appreciate all that. And if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. That's useful and helpful to me. And otherwise, have a good day, guys.